With me today is the new Rolls Royce Cullinan, Rolls Royce first SUV. Well, they like to call it an XUV, probably because they don't like to be in the same class as Range Rover. I'm going to give you my top 10 reasons I love and hate this car. One reason why I love this car is that it's basically a yacht, and I really like yachts. The bonnet is long and wide, and these 21-inch rims really complement that. All four doors on the Rolls Royce are electric closing, much like a yacht, but I feel like Rolls Royce are actively trying to avoid a lawsuit by not including doors that open. You wouldn't want to hit a peasant on the way out, would you? There's also a massive amount of boot space, and using the electric seats feature, you can be extended up to 560 litres. There's also a little button that extends a platform from the bottom, which makes loading your gold-plated clubs that little bit easier. One problem is that the Cullinan does come in at the price of a small yacht. As standard with no features, that's £265,000. With a few extra options on that, that's £300,000. And for the black edition, that's 100k at least on top of that. The good thing about spending as much as your car as you would a house is they're usually quite comfortable. Everything in the cabin is soft leather and metallic. And they haven't even forgot about the door handles. Even the carpets are lamb's wool, so you can travel in style without your shoes on. Finally, the entire car is soundproof, which means all the hustle and bustle from the outside is basically unheard of. This, paired with the silent engine, means it's a ride like quite no other. Before you get on to point 4, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Also follow our Instagram, @AutoExport. Point 4 is a downer. As much as I love yachts, they are designed to be sailed out on the open water and not in the tiny village of Mousehole in Cornwall, and the same can be said about the Roller. This car is massive. Although it looks very grand, it's not very practical for parking outside of Tesco or Waitrose. Instead, it should be outside of a stately home while your driver awaits you patiently. Rolls-Royce have also introduced a surround view camera to help you park the car. There's also rear wheel steering to help you manoeuvre into the space. Unfortunately though, it doesn't stop it from hanging over a parking space. My fifth point is some of the features Rolls-Royce seems to have missed out of. You would have thought it would have been about the chauffeur experience, with the driver having these cheap plastic stalks. However, they're actually missing a few things in the back. In the back, you can't actually get rear reclining seats, but you can in the Range Rover, which is a fraction of the price. Also, in left-hand drives, you can get a piece of separation glass separating the rear of the cabin from the boot, but you can't in the right-hand drive. How strange. Point 6 is that Rolls-Royce might have actually intended the owners of the car to drive the car. The reason I say this is that down here we have different modes. We've got the hill descent control, we've got off-road mode and ride height control, which raises and lowers the car. Speaking of lowering, we've actually got a low mode over here, which acts as the Cullinan's sports mode. What this does is lowers the car and moves through the gears a lot more aggressively. Another downside to the Cullinan is that although it looks like a yacht, it can't actually swim. It only boasts a wading depth of ½ a metre. The Range Rover, on the other hand, boasts a wading depth of over a metre. My 8th point is that they brought back some old favourites. As well as the upright caps on the wheels, we've also got the umbrellas in the side door. The entertainment system can also be hidden away to give a much more traditional look to your car. Also, the dials over here, although look analog, they're actually digital. There's also a clock over on the left, which brings me on to my next point. There is some usability issues with some of the features in this car. For example, the posh clock at the top here isn't really visible from the driver's seat, which means how's your chauffeur going to keep on track with all the important appointments, like polo with Jonathan and Rupert. Also, the memory seats down here are also really hard to access once you're sitting in the seat. Finally, for my 10th point, there's some really nice additions to this car. When you're parking up, it shows exactly where your big brash door is going to be open out into, so you know exactly where to hit someone. Also, there's cameras in the front of the car that read the road and adjust your suspension accordingly. How cool is that? That's all from me then, guys. Let me know your opinions down in the comments below.